The fighting in the Gaza Strip continues, and during the holiday of Hanukkah, the IDF transported 800 Chanukiot, menorahs, into the middle of the Gaza Strip so that the Israeli soldiers can light candles. These menorahs are really special because they were decorated by the Israeli children that were removed from their houses in the Israeli communities surrounding the Gaza Strip when this war began. Together with the candles of the menorahs, the Israelis delivered letters and wrote greetings to the soldiers. The soldiers were really touched and encouraged by this holiday gesture. During the past 24 hours, and since the beginning of this weekend, IDF forces mobilized thousands of Hamas terrorists that surrounded to the Israeli troops. They mobilized them from within the Gaza Strip into Israeli prisons. This is a huge operation that takes time and efforts. In the northern part of the Gaza Strip, Hamas conducted a surprise terror attack against IDF forces along the shore of Gaza. In the northern part of the Gaza Strip, IDF forces were under attack by Hamas terrorists who conducted a large offensive against the troops on the area of the coastal line of Gaza. Together with the Israeli Navy, the IDF was able to defend its position and push back Hamas's offensive into their underground positions. At the same time, an IDF infantry unit called Kfir is conducting an operation to open another corridor in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. The IDF is separating the northern part of Gaza in order to divide Hamas terrorists and prevent them from meeting each other and rearming. This is a hard operation, but that's the only way to defeat these terrorists, by separating them and clearing out each section of Gaza on its own. The operation is conducted on the Salah al-Adin road, which is the main road that leads from the northern part of Gaza all the way to Egypt in the south. And the IDF is creating corridors from the eastern side, Israel, to Salah al-Adin road. That way, it is separating the Gaza Strip into strips of land and holds all the transportation routes, preventing Hamas terrorists from getting ammunition and other military supplies. In the northern part of the Gaza Strip, in the area of Bet Lahia, which is another huge terror hub of Hamas, a group of 20 terrorists emerged from an underground position in which they were hiding for a very long time, surprising the Israeli troops with an attempt to carry out an attack. The Israeli troops were able to neutralize the terrorists, and many of them surrendered because they spent so much time underground and they did not see the sunlight. They had no power to conduct a successful attack against the troops. Staying underground in underground tunnels has a toll on your body. Just imagine the Israeli hostages being held underground for 65 days. In the southern part of the Gaza Strip, according to the IDF spokesperson's unit, the IDF is conducting intensive operations, and together with the Israeli Air Force, it targeted more than 250 Hamas terror locations that include launching sites, ammunition depots, and other terrorist sites that are located in the southern part of Gaza. Another report we received from the IDF spokesperson's unit is that infantry units, together with the Israeli Air Force, struck a communication site of Hamas that was located next to a mosque in the Gaza Strip. We know that Hamas is operating next to civilian locations that include mosques, hospitals, schools, kindergartens, and other areas. That's how this organization is conducting its war against Israel. In another location in the southern part of the Gaza Strip, a special IDF unit located, targeted, and struck Hamas's underground terror tunnels using precise bunker busters that were shot from the Air Force. In the southern part, in the area of Khan Yunis, in which Hamas was born, Hamas terrorists are conducting fierce attacks against IDF forces and attempting to prevent the Israeli troops from reaching the western side of Khan Yunis. It appears as if the IDF is finally locating where Hamas's main command station is located in the Gaza Strip. But I have to say, with all these reports that Hamas is losing and the IDF is neutralizing more and more Hamas positions and commanders, on the ground, the situation is different. You must remember that this organization was planning this war for 14 years. 14 years of taking all of the money of the Palestinian people in Gaza and using it to create a vast underground terror infrastructure. This war is taking time, and the IDF will not be able to complete it within a few days. In Israel's southern front against the Houthis in Yemen, a French naval vessel reported that 2 Houthi drones carried out an attack against it, and they were intercepted by the naval vessel's anti-drone defense system. We see that Iran is conducting attacks against all the allies of Israel and the United States in the region, and it uses its proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and other Palestinian terror elements in the West Bank area of Judea and Samaria. First of all, we need you to help us by telling people the truth about what is happening in the Middle East and in Israel. This war involves you too, because if we will not stop Hamas here in Israel, in the Middle East, it will spread and will reach Europe, the United States, and the rest of the world. But most importantly, please join us in prayer